He wants to take this place from us.
Time to build that army you promised me.
I pray Spencer can get here.
Oh my God, you guys, the day has finally come. After 2-years-long wait, we are finally here with a brand new episode of 1923. And the good news is, the second season of the hit Yellowstone prequel series had an amazing start. Even better news is that this is only the beginning. As the season progresses, things will get even better, entertainment-wise. When it comes to our beloved characters, though, the story is about to get very tragic. In fact, Episode 2 is likely to be the one that builds the story up in the most unexpected way possible. So, let's talk about it. The new season started with Kara's emotional letter to Spencer, pointing at how tough things have been in the ranch. And while she reads the letter, we see those dire conditions on our screen. The winter is in Montana. The cold and drought drove every living being to the edge, including but not limited to the humans. And yes, having a ranching business is more difficult than ever. In the very next scene, Jacob comes across with a lion on the porch, which is looking for food. Honestly, I have to admit the CGI in this scene was pretty good, but it was also kind of scary. At first, I thought that Jacob was the only one who was seeing it like Casey's wolves in Yellowstone. But no, there was truly a lion there, looking at us. Let me know if I was the only one whose jaw was dropped in the scene of the lion. The thing is, this wasn't the only time we saw the lion in this episode. In the very end, the very same lion whose life was pardoned by Jacob tried to attack Elizabeth. And of course, Kara killed it off. Now, why am I talking about this lion all this much? Well, because the upcoming episode will ensure that lion was only the beginning of the threats the nature presents to the Duttons. Do you remember those wolves Kara was hearing? Well, they will be the next predators that the Duttons will have to deal with. And yes, even though the biggest predator is still none other than Donald Whitfield, the Duttons will have to give a very tough war against the nature as well. Speaking of Donald, it seems like Taylor Sheridan did not hear our criticisms of how he presents this character at all. Or he did not care, which is the more likely possibility. Either way, still, when Donald enters the screen, the nudity and over-the-top brutality enters with him as well. I don't know about you guys, but personally, I see this as a lazy writing tactic to highlight how evil Donald is. There could be much more nuance in his scenes, more intricate dialogues, and evil peeking through. Instead, everything is too literal and too black and white when it comes to Donald, and I hate that. Taylor basically screams us to hate this guy, and we hate him. That's it. I wish he created a more complex character that would play mind games and push our limits. Unfortunately, things will not change when it comes to Donald. He is this bland, evil dude, and there is nothing we can do about it. In the next episode, we will see him facing Jacob in the city council, as he will present new threats to the Duttons. Plus, for the first time ever, the Duttons will realize that there is something truly wrong with this man, as one of the women he enslaved will manage to escape and spill the tea. It seems to me that Taylor is attempting to make Banner the more complicated character this season, as we saw him having a genuine conversation with his wife. He doesn't even want to introduce his wife to Donald, as he sees him as the biggest evil. In the previous season, Banner had no difference from Donald's whatsoever. At least, this is how I remember things. But feel free to disagree with me in the comments. Still, Banner admits that for money, he would do anything. This means that he is siding with the stronger party, and that's it. Despite these remarks, though, we will see Banner gradually shifting sides. I know, it is a radical argument, but it is the truth. The more evil he witnesses from Donald, the more empathy he will feel for the Duttons, because Donald's evilness will eventually turn to Banner's family, and he will be forced to realize that he is on the wrong side. Now, I know all of you guys are most excited for Spencer and Alexandra. I mean, rightfully so. Leave me a ship emoji below if you also could not ease your excitement when you first saw Spencer on the screen. I can't believe that our glorious Spencer is now working at a ship and engaging in cage fights. Like, how come he found himself in this situation? Who could have predicted it? Not me, that's for sure. Now, in the entirety of his sequence, we realize these facts about Spencer. He is an absolutely good man. There is no situation that he cannot handle. He is a badass, in the best way possible, and he is the peak of masculine energy. Plus, he is still in love with Alexandra and would do anything for her and his family in Montana. I have to admit, I don't think we needed to see the grape scene. Like, it was too disturbing in my opinion. Still, it was nice to see Spencer bonding with a young man. and even forming a business with him. Even though the ship scenes were some of the best of the episode, in the next episode, we will see Spencer in the land. So the cage fights are over. Instead, Spencer will look for a brand new ship for his next journey towards America. Alexandra, on the other hand, is pregnant. Guess who is shocked? Well, not me, that's for sure. Even though this was presented as if it is a twist, it did not land as Taylor has probably intended it to be. I mean, I, alone, made at least 10 videos about her upcoming pregnancy. So, if you are a longtime follower of this channel, there is no way you were surprised. The thing that surprised me, though, was the fact that she so easily convinced her bestie for a ticket to America, did not receive any backlash from her family, and got on the ship as if it was nothing. Like, seriously, we did not even see her parents, not even for a second. I get that Taylor wanted to cut the budget and thus did not want to film in Sussex. But come on now. Like, if she was going to be able to leave England this easily, why did we witness her brutal separation from Spencer in the first place? Feel free to disagree with me in the comments, but personally, I found her scenes very underwhelming. Like, the word underwhelming is underwhelming in this case. That's how much I'm going to say. The good thing, though, is the fact that her journey will intersect with Spencer's very soon. Spencer will find himself in Alexandra's ship, and we will get somewhat of a Titanic-esque storyline as Spencer won't be able to access Alexandra easily. Still, it feels great to know that they will arrive Montana together, not as separate parties. Now, on to Teonna, our unfortunate Native American princess. Well, for once, she had a good scene, and I'm genuinely hoping that this will be the trajectory of her for the rest of the season as well. She is in love with Pete, and the two look very adorable together. Apart from this love story, though, there were some interesting political discussions between Teonna and her father, as they talked about whether we need government or not, which was an unexpected surprise. It seems like such political discussions will increase in proportion in the upcoming episodes. In episode 2, we will see Teonna trying to settle in Texas, being impressed by the welcoming nature of the state, and yet her positive trajectory will be cut by the presence of that awful priest who somehow managed to partner up with even worse people than himself. Seriously, like, what the hell is wrong with these men? Anyway, the thing is, even though he all predicted for months that Teonna will end up being the ancestor of Thomas Rainwater in Yellowstone, which is still likely, it seems to me that her story will actually end up in Texas, linking to the upcoming 4-6's show. Yes, you heard it right. I believe we will get to see 4-6's a lot in the upcoming episodes, setting up how that ranch was founded and it now working. And honestly, I did not foresee that until now, at all. Still, I think it will be a very interesting change. But let me know what you think of this 4-6's link. For more weekly updates and analysis on 1923 Season 2, make sure to like and follow. To refresh your mind on the Dutton family tree, watch the video on the screen.